we go. Jogador. So let's see. It's time to start off with knight f3, the Reti opening. Jogador 515. Okay, he's played d6. Okay, I'm going to go with the fianchetto here. That's the idea. The early kingside fianchetto and play on this light squared diagonal here along the center of the board with c4. So he's occupying the dark squared diagonal. So we have kind of contrasting strategies here. Maybe he has some pressure against c3 here. c3, b2. I have to be careful about pushing the b pawn. I'll open up my rook to that. So, but let's see. Yeah, he can't immediately do anything with the knight. Let's go ahead and castle. Bishop here and knight here would threaten something on c2, but he's got a few moves to get there. And I probably want to play d3 at some point anyway, but I thought I would play knight c3 first and see how he reacts to that. So we're getting kind of a reverse dragon setup for white here. But yeah, okay, there he goes. He goes with the e5, so a kind of reversed Sicilian, it seems like. So this knight move stops the pawn from coming forward further. And helps coordinate with my bishop along this light squared diagonal. Maybe this knight needs to move somewhere. But, oh yeah, if I play d3, then the knight can reroute via d2 to somewhere. And I can look forward to putting a knight on d5 maybe. I mean, that might be useful. But I think d3, get my bishop out, get the queen behind it, set up a battery here against his bishop on the dark squares. Yeah, so he's keeping his diagonal opening and open, keeping this dark square diagonal open and developing his knight. I can also expand with a3, b4, b5 and just claim even more space along that diagonal. Is that a good idea, or develop the bishop? Yeah, let's start these pawns marching forward. Okay, I have to watch out b4. If I play b4, this knight is loose, and then he can play something like e4 with a double attack, hitting my knight and hitting this knight. So before I play b4, I've got to play something like queen c7, c2, queen c2, or okay, so he starts pushing his pawns forward now. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, queen takes, puts the queen in line with this bishop. I don't see anything immediate that can happen there. So I could just defend the knight for now. I guess he could hop in with knight d4, knight takes, pawn takes. This pawn is well defended here. I guess it's all right. Anyway, I'm thinking I need to play rook to b1 at some point to get the rook off this diagonal. But if he takes, yeah, that's what I was wondering, is if he could just take there. I mean, then that, well, I'll still play rook b1 because I want to push this pawn forward. I was wondering if that saved me a move somehow. But I think it helped me a little bit bringing this b pawn to the c file and giving me an open b file for my rook. So that was why I didn't exchange off his knight right away. I was thinking maybe that would help a little bit. So let's go here. Get the rook off of that file. Take a look at the b pawn, which he just undefended get the rook off of that diagonal, I mean. Okay, and he defends with the rook. So what now? There's kind of a pin on this pawn in a way, pinned against my queen. He may be thinking of playing e4 there. I take, he takes, hitting my queen. I can't do that because it's defended. I could move my knight and chase his bishop around a little bit. How about routing the knight to either e4 or c4? These look like potentially interesting squares for the knight. And let's see, if I take the knight here, he takes back with the pawn. His rook is defended here, so there's no problem there. Okay, so knight e4 now hits the queen. So I get that with tempo. His queen was also looking at the a pawn, but that's defended by the bishop. So I'm guessing he doesn't want to give up the bishop pair. Yeah, so he moves the queen. Now what? How about maybe I can threaten in some way bishop to a3. It's not playable right now because the queen will take it. Queen to b3 maybe. Queen b3, bishop a3, threatening a skewer on this diagonal. Also piling up on the b pawn a little bit. Maybe rook b3 would be better. Rook b3, bishop a3, and then I could double rooks on the b file. Might be interesting. This rook over here is not doing much. So he takes control of the b3 square with his bishop. And if I push the c pawn forward, then his knight can hop into b4 or d4, I guess. b4, not really because of the rook, but maybe, yeah. The rook is supported by the queen. So c4 is not too attractive right here. I still want to try and play bishop a3. Another thing bishop a3 does is it controls the c5 square, so I could play something like knight c5. And his bishop is not coming into any of these squares. Queen covers there, rook covers there, pawn covers there. The bishop could go here. I would play bishop here. That would be okay if he wants to trade his bishop for my knight. I'm not worried about that one. Okay, so he kicks the knight first. So knight to g5 is possible, supported by the bishop. Oh no, but I can throw in this, right? So let's think about it. Bishop a3, he takes the knight, take the queen. So bishop a3, he moves the queen. I take the rook. He takes the knight, I take the bishop. So I stay and exchange up. And so bishop here, queen moves, rook takes the bishop, then I move the knight. So I think that wins an exchange. Yeah, so let's take the rook. He got his queen and bishop lined up in a battery, so he has bishop to b3 now, but that's not attacking anything other than the queen. I can just move the queen out of the way. If he takes with the rook, then I have knight to g5, forking the queen, and if he takes with the bishop too. Yeah, knight g5 looks like a good way to simplify things. Get rid of his bishop pair advantage that he got out of that exchange. Okay, yeah, I was wondering about bishop b3. Bishop e3, knight takes queen, bishop takes queen. I guess that's okay, because then I can retreat the knight. So it keeps the queens on. And so it's it's just an exchange up here. What's a good way to proceed? He's got a dark squared bishop, so I have to be careful on the dark squares. I can go back to this idea. His knight might become loose. And anyway, I can double on the b file here. Rook b3 and rook to b1. Pile up on the b pawn. And now I don't have to worry about any skewers along the light squared diagonal, skewers or pins. Okay, I can play a move like, I can take it with the knight, can't he? Let's see, I could take the knight and then play the pawn forward, but if he takes with the queen, I don't know if that does anything more than just remove some pieces from the board. Maybe, I can play e4 here. It might be interesting. Okay, so he brought his rook over to the king side. Let's see, if I go d4, he can win a pawn there. Okay, let's go forward with the c pawn, chase that. Do something to that bishop. So his knight, after all that I said about the knight hopping into d4, I gave that up. He could have just played knight to d4 and gotten his exchange back. Okay, so let's push on here. Yeah, I don't know if that did that much, did it? Because he's got that. It opens up the F file. I have rook to f1, I guess. Because the bishop defends f1, so even if he doubles up on the f file with the queen, I can still play rook f1. Okay, so that undefends the knight there. So I should probably take it. Yes, queen was defending the knight from the side. And now, yeah, with the knight gone, now I can play rook to b8. That should be pretty good. Force trade of his last rook there. Rook to b8. Okay, so he's looking at this pawn. So let's defend that first. That goes with check, so I think it's useful to defend. More than useful, probably necessary. Well, who knows? You can allow all kinds of crazy things sometimes. Okay, so he's going to try and maneuver his bishop into the game here. Let's go rook b8 now. And then bring my queen to the f file here, right? See, are there any checks? No checks. Queen to f8 is mate, so there's a mate threat there. Yeah, that doesn't meet the threat. Okay, there we go. Okay, good game. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.